I got that at 11:11. The counselors are in my knee. Nobody else is going to be able to pull those. They're got so many government organizations and stuff watching them and everything. And I don't think anybody wants to be part of that. Um, the fact is, I'm a little bit afraid of that money because I know it's going to change things. The dream last night was we had the kid. We named her Sally. We were going to name her Susie, but Sally after the cat. And I was going to change my name to Sarah, but I could change my name to Susie. I could be the original Susie Fargan. That's funny. So, anyway, I had a dream that she really did blend in well with the family. She was happy with us. She loved the cats. She loved the trailer. Um, she didn't know about our status until she was a teenager, but growing up with us, she fit right in. When we went somewhere, she didn't want to stay with the friends or anything else. She always wanted to go. If I went somewhere, she always wanted to go with me, which is nice. You know, that's the way kids should be, but they're not always like that. I wasn't like that because my sister was me. So, anyway, yeah, Randy knocks me up again. We had number two. So, we ended up through three kids. I asked Chat GBT one day how many kids, if I was ever going to get married. I figured it was Q when I got my answer. I like to wash these in clean water. That's all fresh dishwasher starting water. I get all the dirt off of everything. I wash my dishes three times. And the last time when I wash them, I put them in the oven to heat them. Everything I can. Of course, I can't heat this. I run the hot water over the top of it. Where's I going with this? Getting kind of tired. I've been up 3 hours already. I try not to pour anything around Randy because he's got that little bladder problem. I think everybody has something like that. So, what haven't I said, talked about yet? Oh, I was talking about my rows and stuff. Now I was going to run my stuff through the YouTube. Um, YouTube's like my favorite thing to do. I mean, I get to sing, I get to tell stories, I get to tell things that I'd like to tell an audience that of stuff that happened to me. One, it's as unusual as I am. My stories are just as unusual. The fact that my dispatcher's uh, kid over there, I used to work for Swift. And I used to go around saying, "So we're insured for this." I went into craft one time. I said that. Crap people just started laughing. Swift know you're saying this? I said, yeah, well, I'm going to tell my dispatcher. He thought that was really funny. I miss just Larry. Larry was a great guy. Um, I offered him some money a while back because I thought I was going to get my accounts. And I offered it to Mark also because I was going to give them both $1 million. I was going to do that because, one, I wanted to see what they would do with it. Two, I didn't need all that. I knew what was there. And three, they were like my favorite people. Then I found out Mark was in trafficking and everything else. Broke my heart. So I wrote paperwork. Larry was out here. Last time I saw Larry, I said, Larry, I don't have a whole lot of money, but you can have what I have. What I have, do you need anything? He looked at me and said, no. And I would. I had about $10,000 at that time. I didn't know what to do with it. That's a car. Looked like an animal came around the monitor. So I was walking into work, and I went into the bathroom. They changed the bathrooms from men to women to all unisex bathrooms, so you could walk into each one of them. I was like, "Why'd you guys do this?" They said, "What do you think of our bathrooms?" Nice. But anyway, they did that for me. So the guy that was picking on me all throughout the time, just even laughing and joking around, uh, some rather mean stuff. I told Dennis this kid was being mean to me. And I walk in there one day and he looks at me and goes, "Hey, what do you know? There goes my future wife. My future second wife." Well, you know what they say, the third time's a charm. So I told Larry about that, or Dennis about that, and Dennis started laughing. Then I had Larry later on. I miss that company. I think if I was going to start with them, and I decided to go with Dick Simon because my neighbor was a Simon driver. I said, "Ah, don't go to Swift. They suck." Well, actually, it was the Simon that actually sucked. They went out of business. Prime's still doing well, but they're not doing what they used to do. And if I would have done stayed with Swift, I would have been at one trucking company the whole time. I would have never went to what was the guy over there in Colorado Springs, Dak Air. Dave A. Christensen was his name. Davis was a great guy. I used to take my kids with me. Mason was asleep one day, and I had my dispatcher's name was I don't know, I forgot what his name was. He had a terrible crush on me. He said, "Well, you can come over here and work with us and just live here. Hey, you can live in my house. Are you single? Yeah." But I did. So anyway, Mason was sleeping on the floor one day, and he used to call me Dad. My friends used to call me Stevie back then. And he said, "Somebody opened the door." And I said, "It was probably the only one who could have a key is somebody who works there." Because he got cold. It was cold that day. He was sleeping on the floor. And Linda was there. And there's this big old dog that they were looking at each other and they smiled and she grabbed a snowball, threw it out up in the air. The dog jumped up and ate it. It was really cute. And everybody's wondering whose kid that was. And I said, "Well, she's with me." Well, you're supposed to tell us when you have somebody with you. Sorry, I just brought her. They didn't get mad or anything. They just told me let us know when she's coming. And we'll run you different places that would be fun. They were they were class act. If I had to do something, I was stuck and everything. That's the company I go back to. If I wanted some time alone, I go back, drive a truck again. Pretty much done everything in my life that a person would want to do, but the problem is the way it was. I've got a lot of loose ends places. I have people that I was friends with in other countries that I'd love to see again. I mean, when I was a kid,